Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Spinarak run. Yep, we're doing the Spinarak run. Considering how bad the Ariados run turned out to be, I don't have high hopes for this one. Let's get right into it. So, Spinarak is the pre-evolution of Ariados. It has a base stat total of 250, spread mostly across HP defense, special attack, special defense, all being 40, attack at 60, speed at 30. Another slow Pokemon. Yay! And we start off with a couple of moves. We start off with Poison Sting and String Shot. Yay, bug Pokemon. Can you tell I'm feeling very cynical today, as you can imagine. I mean, it's not all bad in all hindsight. We do get Nightshade level 17. We get Psychic level 53. We can get Dig. We can get Giga Drain. We can get Hidden Power, Return, all that sort of stuff. But I'm honestly not too sure that this Pokemon could even get to blue or red. Genuinely, I don't think I can. But let's see how we go. Let's go against the rival. So, considering we've chose Spinarak as our Pokemon, Cyndaquil is the rival's Pokemon. And I always forget that I've got the berry equipped, so we actually do end up winning this fight. We get a lucky poison, but we are doing so pitiful damage. Really pitiful damage. I have made sure that our Spinarak is a female for this one, so we can utilise the attract strats later on. Oh, saying that, actually no, yes, we can learn it. So our rival today is going to be Lycan, it's Lycandia, one of my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope you enjoy the video. So before we even go to Falkner, I am going to go straight to Sprout Tower, and we're going to level up, because there's no way that a level 9 Spinarak is even going to get past Birdkeeper Ray with his Spearow. So we need to level up. Poison Sting is just an awful move. Yes, we've got the chance to poison, but other than that, it's not really that good. We want to at least be a level 17 where we can get Constrict. Then at least we've got another attacking move that can do some damage, even if it's a 10 base power move, but at least it's 100% and got some PP. We don't really have too much to work with. Ideally, we're aiming for level 17, but I don't really want to be level 17 just to go against Falkner. Falkner's not exactly like the hardest of gym leads, but remember, we are a bug poison. We don't have the type advantage. So we're going against Birdkeeper Ray, we're level 13, and yeah, we don't win. Yeah. When we do actually get to Falkner, we have leveled up considerably. We're level 14. We put a lucky poison on the Pidgey. It's only because of those levels that we can actually deal enough damage out, and still we lose. Let's level up again. We're level 16 now. So level 16. Still two-shot in that Pidgey. How much are we doing on the Pidgeotto? We get a lucky poison, and he's got 11 HP. We outspeed, and that's how we win. Level 16 against Falkner. Failure is not doing well. Let's move on to Azalea with the rival. So the worst thing about this rival, of course, is his starter Pokemon. We'll either do massive damage with Ember, and even at level 19, when we've got Nightshade, it's still not enough. So we'll go against Bugsy at level 21, and we'll see how we do. We need those levels, we need to be a high level to even do much in this run. And Nightshade is definitely our MVP move for the majority of this early game. Because it does the same amount of damage based on your level, we're doing 21 base damage per hit. 22 now, we've gone up to level 22, but of course, yeah. So Bugsy was a first time victory, but that brings us on to the rival again. We can't get past Lycan until we've beaten these Pokemon. So at level 22, we get Paralyzed. Again. Gen 2 people. We lose. So, level 24, can we do it this time? We don't get Paralyzed this time, and that makes the absolute world of difference. We don't... The Quillarv only goes for Smokescreen as well, which makes no sense in my mind. I mean, the AI must not be very good on this one, but yeah, he should have really been going for Ember. We do take the win, and we can move on to Goldenrod. Now, we've got a bit of a problem with Goldenrod, and we are going to go and pick up Dig before we even go against Whitney, because Nightshade won't hit a normal type Pokemon. It's a ghost type move. So we're going to have to rely on Return, which we also picked up in the Goldenrod store. We've also learned Leech Life, so we actually do have a decent stat-based move that can restore a bit of HP. And we are going to use Dig to try and circumvent the rollout accumulation. Doesn't happen in this first attempt, so we have to go up to level 30. This is the very first time we actually got a chance to win. So, Miltank is out, it goes for rollout, and it still outspeeds us 10 levels below us. This is why we've got Dig, because we want to make sure that rollout doesn't accumulate damage, we can miss attacks, and hopefully give us an opening to actually win. Annoyingly though, Miltank decides that it's a great idea to use Milk Drink a lot. So that's 2 losses to Whitney. Let's try this again. So Leech Life is a decent move, considering you've got Stab on it. It just recovers some HP, keeps you ticking over a little bit, but we are going to get rid of it pretty quickly. So, in this battle we actually do get some decent luck. We get a crit there, and they don't go to Milk Drink. So we actually get through at level 30. Very high level for Whitney, really. 10 levels above a Miltank. But we've beaten her, and we can move on to Morty, who's surprisingly going to be one of the easiest gym leaders in this run. And that's because we can just use Dig at level 35 and outspeed most of his Pokemon. Dig is super effective, and the Ghost type, well, the Ghastly line are very defensively weak. He misses his Hypnosis, and strangely enough, we get a first time victory with a Spinarak. Yes, we are very overleveled, but I'm taking that. It's becoming very apparent early on in this run that I need those levels to even make things very viable. Moving on to Cyanwood, of course, we've got the Dojo Brothers right at the start. And strangely, well, I wouldn't say strangely, fighting type Pokemon do not do well against bugs. So we can actually do decent damage and get enough turns in to actually do some damage. And it's pretty much, we can one-shot this whole gym just with the Spinarak. We don't even need to go back to the Pokemon Center until literally just before Chuck. The Machoke is usually kind of scary, but this time around, Nightshade is more than enough. Because we've got those high levels, we're dealing out pretty good damage, so we can actually get through these fights in general. The Mankeys are never going to be a problem. They're very defensively weak here. One return is enough to take them out, but the Primeape is definitely a bit bulkier. Low Kick doesn't do much, but even just one return nearly takes it out. We are 15 levels above them though. But let's go heal up, and then we'll go against Chuck. Now, I don't really think I'm going to struggle with Chuck. He's got a Primeape, which we've shown we do alright against. We hit a Nightshade, and 2 of them take him down. We're at full HP without taking any damage. Surfeit does big damage on us, and he takes aim, but gives us an opening to finally beat Chuck. First time victory, so there's 2 gym leaders in a row that we've got first time victories against. I don't think Jasmine's going to be the same boat. Just because I'm not really too sure how well we'll do. I mean, Dig, yeah, it'll be great against the Magnemites, but whether we outspeed, but also that Steelix is ridiculously tanky. So ideally want to use special moves against it. So we're going to try Dig, and it's a one-shot on the Magnemite, so that's actually pretty good. Now, Steelix comes out, we're going to go for Nightshade, but 2 Iron Tails is more than enough to take us out because we do have very pitiful defenses. So we know that we're going to do alright against the Magnemite. Can we do better against the Steelix with a little bit better RNG? So 1 Dig hits, 1 Iron Tail hits, and then a Nightshade takes it out. Magnemite is next, and we know 1 Dig took out the previous one. It means we can actually take a pretty comfortable win against Jasmine, which I was not expecting. We can't learn Iron Tail, so that's pretty pointless to have. One move that I could go and find is Sludge Bomb, but to the life of me, I genuinely don't know where it is in Johto. I don't even know if it's over in Kanto. It's not a move that I've ever gone out my way to go and find, but, you know, it might actually be worth us trying to find it in this run. Oh, I've nearly missed Lance there. So we can start with the Rocket side quest, and as you know, I'm not a big fan of this side quest, so we'll go and pick up Hidden Power first. We might get lucky and get a good Hidden Power, but we'll soon find out. When Lance Hyper Beams the Rocket, we can go through and take on the Rockets. So, we have got a considerable amount of levels. We're level 45 here, nearly twice the level of some of these Pokemon. And that's the only thing that's making this part of the game quite comfortable. We do get put to sleep by the Gloom, and he starts taking away at our HP, but that's enough. We can wake up and take him out quite comfortably, and that brings us through to it's like halfway through the Rocket side quest now. But instead of doing that, I'm going to go for Beat Price, because then we can unlock the second half of the Rocket side quest. So, Nightshade is perfect for these first two Pokemon. Yes, we're level 47. This is probably one of the highest levels I've had to beat Price. But his Piloswine does have Blizzard and it's super effective. This time he goes for a Fury attack, and it gives us an opening to use 2 returns and take the win. Annoyingly, we can't use Icy Wind, so we're going to have to sell that one for some money. Then Professor Realm decides to phone us and tell us something's wrong, so we go out and investigate. And this brings us on to one of the executives in the radio tower. We're not level 53 yet where we can learn Psychic, so for now we've just got to rely on Return to do big damage. As soon as we have learned Psychic, it's going to be worth our time to get rid of Leech Life at that point, because there's not too many fights where Bug-type move is going to be very effective. Psychic is still definitely a very powerful type in this generation, even with the Dark type being added. So that brings us to our rival. On the Underground Lycan, it's going to start off with a Golbat, and Return, even though we're 20 levels above, can still not take it out. Next is Quilava. We're going to go for a Dig, which is super effective. Takes it out in one and brings us on to the Magnemite, which we know from the Jasmine fight will go down to a Dig. Next up is the Haunter, and of course it's weak to ground type moves. And this is actually quite a comfortable fight. Leech Life does big damage on the Sneasel because it is Dark type, which is weak to Bug. It was worth keeping Leech Life just to this point. Once the rival is talked about it, we go and beat the final Rocket, which is quite scary. He's got a Houndour and a Houndoom. If we can't take him out in one, we've got a big problem on our hands. We do thankfully take him out in one, and we have learnt Psychic on the way up here, so we've got a very powerful move in our arsenal, even though our special attack is lower than our base attack. So, let's move on to Claire, and I'm not too sure what to expect with this one. Return can't take him out in one, but we actually... Oh no, it's a range. So Return is a range when we're at level 57, which is interesting to know. Through to the Kingdra without too much problem. She goes for a Hyper Potion, then 2 returns will take us to the win. And that just leaves the Elite Four, which I am terrified for. The Elite Four over Spinarak is going to be a nightmare. I have no idea what level we're going to have to be to beat Lance. But before that, we have our final fight with Lycan. So Lycan starts off with a Sneasel, and we have got rid of Leech Life, so we don't have a super effective move. Brings us to Golbat, where we do have a super effective move in Psychic. Next up is Typhlosion. We can use Dig if we really want to, but it's not going to be a one-shot anymore. That's kind of annoying. We're at half HP with a few Pokemon to go. Dig will do big damage on Magnuson, and next up is the Haunter, where we'll just rinse and repeat. Last up is Kadabra, and 1 return takes us for the win. So, once you've got the right moveset, Spinarak can be okay, but it's still a bit of a chore just to even get to the Elite Four with Spinarak. We've spent so much time trying to get through this game. We pick up our 4 restores, and we head into the Pokemon League, which of course starts off with Will, the Psychic type trainer. And I'm not too sure what to expect with this one. Return is definitely going to be one of our better moves to use, but we get confused, and Psychic does massive damage. We are weak to Psychic. So let's try this again. I think at level 63 we'll have a decent chance as long as we don't get hit by confusion. Oh, for God's sake. Reset. Okay, try that again. Let's try this again. Let's hope we don't get hit by confusion. Oh, come on, that's a range this time. Right. Yep, that sounds about right. Okay. Return is actually a range. A critical hit gets us past both Starters, which is perfect. A little bit of luck was all we needed here. Executor, not too much of a problem, but he does get us seeded. So we're kind of against the clock now, but we do have Nightshade, which this Slowbro likes to set up on itself. Nightshade is perfect for that because it just does consistent damage. And that means we get our first win against Will and can move on to Koga. Now we've got Spinarak versus Ariados. Who will win? Of course it's us. We have Psychic. He doesn't. Psychic takes out the Venomoth. How does it not take out that Venomoth in one? Crobat is next. Big Psychic nearly takes it out. And Wing Attack is doing ridiculous amounts of damage. Fortress is weak to... Oh, we missed it. So using Protect, that's really annoying. Okay, we'll go for Nightshade instead. And it's a 2-shot. It just leaves Muck. Can we get a 1-shot? We don't, and Sludge Bomb takes us out. Okay, fair enough. Let's try that again. So we've gone up a couple more levels here. And pretty much, it makes the whole difference. We do take a bit of damage from the Venomoth. Crobat is not really too much of a problem now, as long as it doesn't go for wing attack, which of course it does. Fortress is next. We know last time he liked using Protect, so we're going to use Nightshade. And that just leaves Muck, so we're going to go for Psychic this time. He goes for a Minimize. Sludge Bomb hits us to 4 HP and we manage to tank it and take the win. That leaves 3 more members left. Next up is Bruno, who of course is the fighting type trainer. We have the advantage here with Psychic. So when he goes for Dig, I actually dig myself and that cancels out the actual digs. He then goes for Protect. Psychic does decent damage against the Hitmonchan, but Nightshade will finish it off. Onyx is next, and I misclicked. I really should have went for Psychic, but I went for Dig. But with the Sandstorm up, it gives us a chance not to be hit by Sandstorm, but hits them. And I'm really hoping... Oh, Rock Slide does a lot. Oh, can we do this? Oh, that's cheeky. Sandstorm subsided. We got 5 HP take on this Hitmonlee. High jump kick misses and we take the win. Oh, wow. Okay, that came right down to the wire, but that's a first time victory against Bruno as well, who's, even with super effective moves, pushed us right to our limits. Karen, I have no idea how we're going to do here. She is a very powerful trainer who has got a very, very dark team, and our return cannot even take out the Houndoom. So yeah, we take the loss. Failure is just creeping up in levels at the moment. We take a sand attack from the Umbreon, and now comes Houndoom. Flamethrower does massive damage, and pretty much if we want to win this, we need to pretty much take out every single Pokemon with one hit. Psychic is just dealing damage. And thankfully the Gengar goes for Curse, which also helps us out. If we can one-shot this Murkrow, we win. And there we go. Second try victory against Karen. With a Spinarak. And we haven't even hit level 70, so that's kind of impressed me a little bit. It's not really going to be the same case when it comes to Lance. Lance is a nightmare for this Pokemon. We know that Gyarados is always going to set up a Rain Dance and then switch into Aerodactyl. Psychic is going to be the best move to use here, but Rock Slide does a massive amount of damage. So we need to level up pretty much. We had to go back out of the Elite Four, fight our way back, and it's only at that point that Return can one-shot that Gyarados. Psychic can also one-shot the Aerodactyl, and Charizard will also be taken down with one Return. So we're in a good position here. Yes, well, we even take out the level 50 Dragonite with one Return as well. We don't get Thunder Wave, so this is pretty good. And yeah, it took us to level 83 before we actually got one win against Lance. So I do try a couple out just to see how we do, but yeah, this did not really go in. Didn't really go too well. But we've beaten the Elite Four with a Spinarak. Yes, at a very high level, but what time did we finish on? 83. Here's our team of HM Horse. And we finished at 8 hours and 2 minutes. Sorry if you heard sirens there in the background. I do live on a main road. There we go. 8 hours, 2 minutes to beat the game with a Spinarak. That's not the end of the game. We have Kanto to deal with. Can we even get to red? That's what I really, really want to know. So let's watch the credits roll and start preparing ourselves emotionally for blue and red. Because this is going to hurt. This is definitely going to hurt. It's definitely going to be worth us changing up our moveset a little bit as well. But until I get to a point where it just becomes unfeasible, Double Team will not be going on that moveset. I had to do it with Ariados. I really don't want to do it again, but let's see how we do. So, Blue always starts off with his Pidgeot, which of course we don't have a good matchup against. Return will do big damage, but even at level 89, it's still not a one-shot. Rhydon is next. Psychic as well will do big damage, and thankfully you didn't go for Sandstorm or Earthquake. Arcanine, yeah. If we can't take out that Arcanine in one, there is literally no chance we'll win this fight. And we genuinely had to go up to level 100 to even make this possible. And even though that Rhydon is nearly half our level, it still nearly does half our HP. We take out the Arcanine in one, the Alakazam in 1. And that leads us on to the Gyarados, who of course goes down to 2 or 3 returns because of the full restore. 4 returns. 3 because of the crit. That brings us to Executor, of course. He goes for Egg Bomb, which still does massive damage. God, Spinarak is bad. We're level 100 already. Okay, let's try an attempt without Double Team and see how we do. So Return doesn't even take out the Pikachu. And that's how much damage we take from just 1 Thunder. Yeah. I will be completely honest with you guys. I tried this again, like with the Ariados run. I tried this 50 odd times just trying to get the right RNG that would work without Double Team, and it just didn't happen. When you've tried that many times, the only thing you can really do, you have to put Double Team on there. It's one of genuinely the most broken moves ever created. And this shows it. If this is the only way we can get past, this is what we have to do. But of course, Pikachu goes down, brings us onto the Snorlax, and he still hits a Double Team through all that. Venusaur is next. It's going to take 2 returns. Charizard is 4th. We actually are going to use Attract on it. If it hits 1 Flamethrower, we've gone. And trust me, even with Double Team, there were many attempts where I tried this where Flamethrower still managed to hit through all of the Double Team setup and Attract. It was just insane. We have got Rest on our moveset as well, just to get our HP up if we really need to. But a few returns takes down the Blastoise, and we take the win. With a heavy heart from having to use Double Team though. I'm not satisfied by that. But this is what we've had to do, and of course, as I usually do, we go visit the Tree of Shame, because I don't deserve to be looking at you guys right now. Spinarak completes the game with Return, Attract, Double Team and Rest. These are the stats. And we finish the game at 9 hours and 33 minutes. I'm not happy with that. So let's see what we get next week. Let's hopefully have something better than a Spinarak. I need it. First up is Skiploom. This has been coming up pretty much consistently every week recently, but I don't want to do a Skiploom run. Cleffa, that's going to be a hard run, and I've just done a Spinarak run. What is third? Porygon 2, asking you will receive. We're going with Porygon 2. I think this is going to be a good run. If you got to this point in the video, really appreciate it. Smash that like and subscribe, guys. You legends. And I will see you next week for the Porygon 2 run. Take care. Appreciate yous.